Before we start geotechnical engineering, we have to know few things. He is Karl Terzaki. He was an Austrian engineer. He is known as the father of soil mechanics and geotechnical engineering. He coined the term soil mechanics in the year 1925 in his book Earthbound Mechanic. He defined soil mechanics as the application of laws of mechanics and hydraulics to engineering problems related to soil. He has given many theories and has given outstanding contributions to this field. You can classify soil under many categories, but the most important one will be the particle size classification. So here you have clay, silt, sand, gravel, cobble, and boulder. All the sizes that are given here are in millimeter. So the size of clay is 0.0002 mm to 0.002 mm. The soil that is below 0.0002 mm, that is below the size of clay, will be called the colloids. And then you have the silt, which is 0.002 mm to 0.075 mm. Then you have sand, which is of the size 0.075 mm to 4.75 mm. Here the sand can be classified into fine sand, medium sand, and coarse sand also. The gravel size is 4.75 mm to 80 mm. Here also you have fine gravel and coarse gravel. The size of cobble is 80 mm to 300 mm, and size of boulder is greater than 300 mm. Below, the size in comparison of clay, silt, sand, and gravel is given. Now the size 0.075 mm or the size 75 micron has great significance. Below that size, the soil will be called the fine-grained soil, and above that, it will be called the coarse-grained soil. Now, you have to be careful, and you should not confuse it with the fine aggregate and coarse aggregate that you have in transportation engineering. Here in geotechnical engineering, you will be mainly concentrated on clay, silt, sand, and gravel. Also, 0.075 mm is also important because it is a size above which each soil particle can be viewed individually. That is, for sand and gravel, if you're taking it in your hand, you can view or you can see each particle individually. While for clay and silt, you won't be able to see individual particles with the naked eye. When you're studying different theories in geotechnical engineering, you will hear the terms homogeneous and isotropic in the assumptions. So homogeneous is the properties in homogeneous material, the properties will be same throughout, and for isotropic, the properties will be same in specific direction. You can classify, as I said, you can classify soil in many ways, and another way is you can classify soil as cohesionless soil and cohesive soil. Cohesionless soil is mainly sand, it is coarse-grained soil, and it has no interparticular attraction. So there is an internal friction between each particles, and this leads to the strength of soil. When you make a cut in a soil which has sand, or when you make a cut in the soil which has cohesionless soil, the soil may not be it won't be able to stand on its own. Now coming to cohesive soil, it is mainly clay, that is, it is fine-grained soil, and it has interparticular attraction. That is, there is a cohesive force between the particles, and this leads to the strength of the soil. And when you're making in a cut in a soil which has cohesive soil, the soil can mostly stand on its own. Then you will hear the term bearing capacity of soil. Bearing capacity of the soil is the capacity of the soil to withstand the load that is coming towards it. So it can be defined as the maximum average contact pressure between the foundation and the soil, which should not produce shear failure in the soil. Let's say that you have the foundation of size B into L, and the total load of Q is coming. And let's say that this Q is the maximum load that the soil can carry without causing any failure. So the bearing capacity will be Q divided by B into L. Now coming to the shear strength of the soil, when the soil is subjected with a load, it will be under shear stress. Now you know that when you are applying stress to a material, or when you are applying force to a material, it will be under tensile stress or compressive stress or shear stress. So here the soil will be under shear stress. And let's say that you are applying more load to the soil, so this shear stress, it will also increase. Now this shear stress will increase up to a certain limit, and then it will fail. So you can define shear strength as the maximum magnitude of shear stress that the soil can withstand just before the verge of failure. So these are a few things that you should remember always. So that's it, and stay blessed. Thank you.